यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। My best wishes and paripurna ashirvadams. May the Almighty bestow all kinds of prosperity, wealth, health and eternal happiness with Ashtaishwarya Ashtalakshmi Kataksham to you and the entire your family members. Let us begin Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 18th verse. श्री भगवान उवाच कर्मण्यः कर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः समुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु सयुक्तः कृत्स्न कर्म कृत्। Bhagavan Krishna has unfolded a great secret about the karma. Now he has introduced two kinds of understanding realization. So it's like two boards, two boards. Somebody says you are going to a new place and new city. That city, the sightseeings you have to go to see and enjoy there. Now that boatman says there are two boats. One takes you to all the sightseeings. Okay. So another boat, it takes to the top. Boat means it's like a cable car. So it takes you to the top of the hillock from where you can see everything. Okay, like there are two boats in our life. There are two boats. One boat was introduced by us. By us means by our parents. So when the parents named, they ask us to identify with one boat. That one boat is known as Ahankara, the boat which is endowed with karma, the boat which is experienced as the limited I. Okay, that boat is nourished by parents, nourished by siblings, nourished by society, nourished by all the universities and nourished by yourself too. That self, that the small boat is given so many adjectives. It is named as Raghava Srinivasa Ranga. So now, so that ego is added also degrees, PhD, MA, MPhil, MA, BA, all these degrees added, and that self is given different characteristic. So you become a brother to your sister and brother, you become to son to your parents, you become friend to your friends, you become manager to your worker, you become a junior to your senior. Not only that, you become enemy to your enemy, you become a businessman, co-partner to your partner, you become a husband to your wife, you become father to your son. So many characters have been identified with this boat called Ahankara. And this Ahankara enjoys the birth, enjoys the death, enjoys all kinds of that changes which takes in the place. And this boat is very colorful and it has got ups and downs, sometimes happy, sometimes sad, sometimes confused, sometimes it appears as though it's very clear. Now one more boat which leads you to the supreme. That person, he says, when you are sitting in that boat, that vehicle, it reaches the top. From there you can see all the city as a relaxed person. That's your choice, but society has they have not introduced you to that supreme boat which is known as the I, which is unlimited. That is your real nature. So that real nature is not understood. We have started traveling, we have started identifying, and we are given so many titles, so many adjectives. We started enjoying them. So when we started enjoying them, that boat is endowed with emotions, fear, anger, and jealousy, and egoistic nature, and it becomes all doer. That I, which is endowed with doership, you will earn karma phala. When you enjoy, you will earn karma phala. Now you started thinking that is me, forgetting the real me. It is the statement made by Akarmani karma darshanam. Akarma means what? Brahman, Atma, that which is beyond karma. Karmani means in the karma. In the karma means what? In the karmamaya sharira, in this body which is the product of karma, which is bunch of karma, which is the combination of karma, which has been assembled by the karma, as the karma will lead to karma. Okay? Now, you identify, you superimpose on your real nature, you think that I am a karta, I am the doer, I am born, I am going to die, I am getting growth, I am enjoying, I am doing, I am enjoying, I ripe fruit and I eat fruit. Now this is colorful life. When you realize about the real nature, that becomes another statement, karmani akarma darshanam. It means so finding in born and which is going to die, so finding, identifying among this bunch that which is beyond death, beyond birth, beyond karma, beyond doership. That is the real identification. So these two things were taught in the last lesson itself. That's what karmani akarmaha yah pashyet saha mukto bhavati. The person who can identify himself as the akarma, as akarma means as the atma, that understanding, the body, sharira, has got the consciousness. That consciousness is beyond the sharira, beyond the birth. That realization will lead you to the liberation. But when you think your real nature is unborn, but you superimpose your birth and death, and you think that I am limited, I am going to suffer, I have to protect myself because death is going to pluck me out of me, then I have to work to save myself. When you started participating the relay race, it is equal. You are converting your karma into karma. That will lead bandha karanam. Akarmani karma darshanam bandha karanam. This is wrong understanding. So your real nature is akarma, but you understand as karma. That is the mistake committed by all people. But a jnani, wise person who is the great intelligent among all the shastric intelligent people, he becomes what? Yogi yuktaha, a proper person, and who is done with his life. That is the goal. Once you realized your life finished. It finished means what? He says, though his life has become meaningful. How? He continues, that realization, when you realize yourself properly as unlimited, as all pervasive, as beyond the death and birth, what will be the benefit. That benefit is glorified by forthcoming 4 or 5 verses. Okay, now we have seen the formula, how can protect ourselves from our own karma phala, how can we withdraw ourselves from our own karma phala, as Krishna told, name karma nilimpanti name karma phale spruha iti mam yo bhijanati karma bhirna sabadhyate. The same formula. So no karma will give bondage to me because I don't have attachment towards karma phala. How can you become detached with karma phala? By having this formula. You align with yourself, you identify with yourself, with real yourself. Okay, when you identify with your proper nature as Aham Brahmasmi, so that will, Aham Brahmasmi means don't take it as an egoistic person. No, I'm not this Ahankara. Ahankara is participating. Ahankara is taking different the avatars. It has got so many characters. So many characters means as a father, as a son, as a friend, as a husband, as a wife. So these all avatara only to Ahankara, and birth and death and everything for that. I am birthless, deathless, I am characterless. Characterless means character, that guna, beyond gunatitaha, characteristicless. Okay, so now the benefit of that realization is discussed in this verse. Let us read it. Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagnidagdha karmanam tamahuh panditam buddhaha. Yasya, whose karma is being burnt. The person, one who has identified properly himself with real himself, his karma is burnt. Burnt means what? Not Krishna is going to bring the matchbox and rubbing it and sticking with your firing with your karma. No. Your karma, when you get the sankalpa, at that time itself, some chemical things happens. That's what the language we can use. It is purified. Somehow it is purified because Ahankara alone produces the phala. Now Ahankara is not given the power because you have identified with you real yourself. Now Ahankara is left to work, that's all. It won't have the capacity to produce phala. That's what he says. Jnanagni dagdha karmanam. His all actions, your all actions are purified. Then whatever the thought comes, that thought may convert into action, but those actions won't bring karma phala. Sarvarambhaha kama sankalpita varjitaha. Sarve samarambhaha. This sarve samarambhaha means all karmas. Samarambha means that's a technical word for karma. So any beginning means what? Karma alone. So one karma will cause us for other beginning. So that beginning will cause for another beginning. Therefore it is known as samarambhaha. Arambhaha means karma phalaha. They will keep beginning, no end. Therefore karma is told as a technical term, given as a technical term, arambhaha, samarambhaha. Sarve samarambhaha means all your karmas will be purified, burnt by the knowledge, jnanagni. That karmani akarma darshanam, that is the jnana. That knowledge purifies. What the process of purification is, your all kama and sankalpa will be removed. The kama and sankalpa means the selfishness and the urge, longing to get karma phala will be removed. That's all. You may desire, you may have the desire, but it won't bring karma phala. That is the fantastic explanation by this nature by Krishna. See, because the nature, it has got its own teaching. Every tree teaches us how to live our life. So life is nothing but, to become contributor from consumer. We are born as the consumers. We have to grow ourselves as a contributor. So every tree is nothing but the contributor. Air, water, earth, fire, everything is contributing to the society. And sun, moons, stars, everything is contributing to the society. Once you realize you are endowed with this knowledge, you are absolute contributor. Whether you breathe, that breath will become contribution to the society. You need not to do anything. You need not to proclaim that so my karma phala is burnt, I'm not going to produce karma phala. You need not to proclaim to yourself. Automatically your karma phala will be purified and good result will take place. That's what Buddha Jnanis say. Next words, Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya trupto nirashrayah karmanyabhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. You won't have any karma phala, but you may engage with lots of karma phala. You might have seen, after taking sannyasa, after realization, after spiritual studies completed, people, they work more than they work before. They become, sometimes you may get fed up with those people. They work like, like a rakshasa. So they will work like, 20 hours per day, but with a relaxed mind. You by seeing their activity, you become restless, but they are not. They flow. So they flow like a sun, like a river, always flowing. So they will become one of the source of the nature. Why? Because they have given up karma phala sangam. They have given up the attachment of the karma. So karma phala asangam. So they are having detachment of karma phala. And nitya triptaha. They have become complete, satisfied personality. Not only that, they are having nirashrayaha. They don't hang over the karma phala. They don't have any shelter. Shelter means, they are not going to hang over this ahankara, this body, and they don't want to hang on any emotions. They don't want to grab money, power, relations, all outside materials, because mind wants to have some shelter. Shelter means what? If you are calm and quiet, you need somebody, you need something to hang. When you go to a marriage house, you need to be welcomed. If you are not welcomed, so whole marriage function, you will be searching yourself in the function. That's all. If somebody comes, oh, please welcome. When did you come? See you, then you will gain yourself. That's what ahankara karya. We need shelter. We have the shelter as the ahankara. Ahankara needs to have more shelters outside as a money, name and fame to realize, to feel better. This person is nirashrayaha. He is not hanging on something. He is self-dependent, self-contented person. Karmani abhipravartahapi. He may jump into the karma. He may endowed with karma for 24/7, not sleeping. So nothing will affect him. Naiva kinchit karoti saha. He is equal to the person who is non-doer. He let ahankara get engaged with so many activities, dharma karya, but he has identified himself with the real nature, that which is beyond karma. That is the magic. Therefore, every verse he gives the benefit of that Karmani akarma darshanam. Finding or realizing the real nature among the karma. Karma means actions, okay? Karma means actions and fruit of actions also. Then the next words also he glorifies the same person. Nirashiryata chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. He has become desireless person. Nirashi. Yata chittatma. He can conquer the mind and emotions. He can balance it. He knows how they are functioning because he knows how to treat ahankara. Being identified with the real I, you gain the power to treat ahankara. So when ahankara is jumping, you will be laughing at you. You just jump, I am just observing you. You jump as much as possible. Then ahankara will come down. For when you are not welcomed, when you are not prized, this ahankara will trigger you. Kuch karo, do something. Then people will prize, people will worship you. For that you have to do something. You'll just witness the ahankara. As to control it, he will control it. Control it means he knows how to deal with the ahankara. That is the language. Now he has become yata chittatma, means a restrained, controlled personality. Chakta sarva parigraha. He doesn't have possession on anything. Possession on body, possession on the ideas which he produces. He having pattern on nothing. Whatever he does like sun, stars, like nature. He is not going to proclaim for even my name should come there. That's a Western style, proclaiming the pattern. Still, yoga is originate of yoga is India. We have found it. We have invented it. Still, we have not proclaimed for the pattern. So many archaeologists and so many architect things have been given. So many sciences, astrology, astronomy, and not only that, when we go for that Vastu Shastra and Chitrakala, so many 64 varieties of colors have been given to the humanity. We never proclaimed Upanishad. Still there are Upanishads and still there are stories, Puranas. We don't know who created, who wrote. So somehow we understood, assume, okay, he might have done and they might have done. That not proclaiming for name and fame, not proclaiming for pattern. Sarva Chakta sarva parigraha. He doesn't have the possession on anything. Shariram kevalam karma kurvan apnoti kilbisham. Either he may engage with loads of work in the society, having many more institutions, colleges, organizations, and so many seva ashrams, and huge educational institutions. But also he can live in a hut, small hut, in a cave, having one-time food in order to give the Sharira Dharma. He can live in that life. You cannot have the questions. That is the lifestyle of Ajnani. Next verse. Yadrachala bhasantushtaha dvandvatito vimatsaraha samassiddhava siddhaucha kratvapi na nibadhyate. So again he confirms by these words. So he is very balanced person with outside world. Whether he gets whatever that he wishes, whether the environment are favorable or not favorable, he doesn't bother about it. So when a favorable situation arises, he is not going to jump. He is not going to enjoy with excitement. When the wrong means non-favorable moment comes, he is not going to lose, he is not going to enjoy himself as the loser. He never becomes loser or winner. So all those things, that part of ahankara, he just be with calm and quiet mind, because he has come across opposite. Dvandva titaha. No opposites can affect him. So labha, nashta, profit and benefit, and success and failure, and happiness and sadness, nothing will affect him. Vimatsaraha. He doesn't have jealousy. So jealousy is the emotion, it will kill as a slow poison. He won't have that. He will be equal person, balanced person when there is a success, when there is a fail. Siddhi, siddhau, asiddhau cha. He is very balanced. Krutvapi na nivadhyate. So even after performing so many karmas, he remains as the akarta. This akartritvam is a unique language of Shastra. This akartritvam, abhoktritvam, when he becomes akarta, he also becomes abhokta. The next verse, gata sangasya muktasya jnanavasthita chetasaha yajnaya charatah karma samagram praviliyate. Now Krishna is connecting with the third chapter. He says, gata sangasya, he doesn't have attachment even to his body, mind and sense complex with the object which he uses. He doesn't have attachment on anything. So, but he is not going to say that I don't have attachment, I don't have attachment. He is not driven by that. He is not clutched by that. He is not activated by that. Okay? But he, whatever the object are provided, he will be taking care of them with a responsibility. Muktasya, completely liberated one. Jnana vasthita chetaha, because his mind is established in the Brahma Jnana, Brahma Vidya. Yajnaya acharatah karmaha, because all karmas have been performed with the bhavana of yajna. Now he has connected, you see. So this karmani akarma darshanam, so is equal, it helps you to become befit for yajna bhavana. Automatically your every karya will be endowed with yajna bhavana. Yajnaya acharatah karma samagram praviliyate. Everything is dissolved. For him, no karma phala at all. He will be like a free bird, though he lives in the life like a lotus in the mud, fish in the water. Okay, unaffected by any incident, any accident. He lives a life as a loka sangraha, as the sun, as the moon. So he does only welfare. He is complete contributor. That is the special product manufactured by Shastra. Shastra can transfer yourself from being consumer to a successful contributor. That successful contributor alone, here said, that successful contributor, when he does anything, that is known as Brahma Yajna. From next words, he is going to introduce so many yajnas, as I told before. Now, in the beginning, he says that whatever he does, it is considered as a huge, great Brahma Yajnam alone. That we will discuss from the next session tomorrow. Harihi Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.